Hey guys! So as you may have known if you're a fan of the Be Your Own Superhero show, Jacob and I have been working together on a client coach basis for the last 3 or so and a bit months, I think so, end of last year. So today's video is talking to Jacob about what we've sort of gone through and where he was at the start and how I've sort of helped him develop some really cool ways of looking at the world and developing his mindset so he can do more of the things that he loves and get a little less frustrated with some challenges that he's been experiencing. So, Jacob, what was like life? What was like life? What was life like, or what was the frustration or challenges you were experiencing before we started working together?
So probably my main challenge was that I was always either completely to one side or the other emotionally. There was, it was just like so happy or so sad, not doing anything, and there was just no consistency. And basically, as a result of that, I would get like 3 weeks worth of work done in like 1 week, and then I wouldn't do anything for 6 weeks. And I would just like, it was just, I was super imbalanced, and yeah, pretty much I was just kind of being realistic with myself.
Yep. And
kind of drawing it all in and saying like, I'm looking at the positives and the drawbacks and kind of like making rational decisions as opposed to like
emotional volatility.
Yeah, exactly.
Tick tock. So what was that feel like? Or what was that like as a person trying to do these things and just having this emotional volatility? And what was it like for your family and maybe your friends and things like that around you to experience that?
Yeah, it was. It was a bit confusing because people would see me so enthusiastic. Like my friends would see me really enthusiastic 1 week, and I want to catch up like every single day with them. And then like 2 weeks later, they'd be like, like where is this guy? Where's he gone? Like it was just with my family too. They were like they'd see me like doing heaps of recording and film my music and stuff for like 1 or 2 weeks, and then they'd be like, we haven't heard him screaming in his bedroom for like 6 weeks now. What's going on here?
Yeah.
So it was very confusing for people to see me kind of behaving this way.
So what was like? I know you've sought some professional help before coming to see me. So what was it like working with them, and what's sort of different between what I do and what you experienced before?
Yeah, so before it was kind of like, I've had like therapists and stuff who would kind of tell me like, this is what you need to do to kind of become better. They would kind of give these little band-aid solutions, even kind of big, big solutions that just seemed out of reach. And
okay.
then
what's an example of something like that?
So I guess like particularly goal setting was actually a really hard thing for me to get in touch with. Like just the idea of like long-term goals, even short-term goals, like in 3 months from now, I was just like, I just couldn't grasp it. But yeah, kind of being able to come here, talk about where I'm at, and then seeing, kind of what's the next step on top of that. And also kind of giving me little hints for what I need to discover in myself. That's like a really big contrast to like therapists and stuff that I've had in the past.
Cool. So what was the moment when you started to realise that you're actually starting to solve these challenges? What was that? Like, is there a specific moment that you sort of can go, that's helping?
I mean, I think it was about 3 or 4 weeks ago now, just recently, when I was just kind of like, I just kind of woke up and me and my friend wanted to start working on this song, and then it was what happened next? It was kind of like, usually this is where I'm like, we're gonna try this new style of music that we haven't usually written in before. We're gonna do all this stuff for it, promote the hell out of it. We're gonna be super famous over the next like 8 weeks. Yeah. It's all uphill from here. It's looking up Millhouse. But then it was I just kind of stopped, and for the first time I guess ever that I can remember, I was like, hold on, Jacob, hold on just a second here. Like what's the more realistic outcome for this? What are the obstacles I'm going to have to face? How am I going to account for them? Is this as important as I'm holding it up on this pedestal right now? Is is it like incredibly important that this gets done exactly the way that I'm going to see it, or are there going to be some obstacles, and is this going to be more of a learning platform for me?
Yeah, cool. Yeah, that's really cool to hear. So what's life like now that your challenge is solved or being solved, and how do you feel that?
I just feel, really, really nice. Just really super balanced. Like I just feel healthier, more clear-minded, greater sense of direction, and kind of probably the best thing I'm taking away from this is the kind of the resilience to not be thrown to the ground by all the obstacles that you didn't foresee in this wonderful fantasy that you have going about certain projects that you're working on or whatever. It's just kind of like they're expected, and then you just take them. You just kind of take everything with a grain of salt, which it's super, super nice.
Yeah, cool. And so, have you got anything else to add, or anything else that you thought has been really valuable? You thought that people might like to hear?
Never let yourself get too happy. There's never get too carried away. It's because when you're all the way up here, just as soon as one thing kind of trips you up, it's just all the way down, and it's not fun.
Yeah. So we might need to wrap that up in a little bit of context for everyone else who's just like, but I just want to be here. So, my favourite quote that I've been, I think I wrote it. I don't know whether I wrote it or I've read it somewhere, but true happiness is knowing that happiness and sadness are inseparable. So when we have a fulfilled life, we know that we're going to get a mix of pleasures and pains, and that we want to welcome both of those things in order to have a life full of fulfillment. Because if we had a button here, and you'd spend the rest of your life being happy, would you press it? And some people would say yes or no, it doesn't matter. But at the end of the day, if you're happy all the time, how would you know? So have you got, in closing, have you got any advice for someone who's has maybe some similar challenges to you, where they're just emotionally TikToking and they're maybe thinking about working with a coach or a mentor to actually help them? So what advice would you give them?
Honestly, as good as it is to try and do things yourself, you do kind of need someone to keep you accountable. It's so important to have someone to learn from and to hold you accountable for the things that you're trying to learn, even if you have to do them yourself. So honestly, do not hesitate with finding someone to help you out with that, even if it's just a friend or something.
Cool. Thanks, Jacob. It's been inspiring for me to hear your story and watch you grow. So I know that there was, my mentors were there watching me grow. So it's really cool to be on the other side and seeing young people like yourself actually take an interest in mastering their emotions as well as their craft. So it's really cool. I'm really excited. Steve and I didn't start learning about this till we're in our late 20s. So you being 19. It's really cool to watch and see where you're at in the next 5 years. So thank you so much for being part of what it is that we get to do here. So this is the Inspired Life School, and if you're interested, please drop us a DM or a PM, and until next time, be your own superhero.